That problem position in my team, yes, goalkeeper. We've spoken about it already. And I did sign a new goalkeeper, Muller. It's taken him a while to settle in. He was flapping about at things, didn't really look like he'd hit the ground running. Well, he certainly hadn't hit the ground running. But then we played Bayern Munich. And he had the game of his life. He made we still got beat, but he made 3 world-class saves. And hopefully, he's now hit the ground running, and now we'll see the player that we thought we'd bought. Let's have a look at what's been going on. Well, it looks like I've played a lot of football since you were last with me. I suppose I have, but there's 4 friendlies in there. So we're still trying to get used to this tactic and the formation, trying to get the goalkeeper some game time, get him up to speed. So the last game that we watched was the Hertha Berlin. Nice 2-0 win in that one. But then we played at Leverkusen and they absolutely smashed us 3-0. And my keeper, well, he didn't cover himself in glory. Leverkusen, though, did go top with that result. And it looks like, every season you get a team who, play above their expectations and, end up at the top of the league. Or, you're thinking, where they come from? This season, it's Leverkusen. So, yeah, we got beat. And then we played a Hoffenheim at home. Again, not a great result, 1-1. My keeper flapped a bit and, we conceded and it was a 1-1. A couple of friendlies in there, and after the friendlies, we did seem to pick up a bit. So, Eintracht Frankfurt, who, if you remember last season, it was nip and tuck with Eintracht Frankfurt for a lot of the season, but they always seemed to get the better of us. This season, we went to their place and a nice 3-2 win. So that was a really nice result. Then we played Dusseldorf at home, a 1-0. And then, of course, we got beat by Bayern Munich. I mean, we will always get beat by Bayern Munich. It's a given. But I have to say, my keeper in that game, as I've already spoken about, my keeper was absolutely amazing. And we actually only got beat by a set piece and a big game penalty. Yeah, one of those. So we lost 2-0 at their place, but no disgrace. We put up a really good performance and I was really happy with the lads. They didn't get a flea in their ear. They got a well done, you did really well today. So yeah, no, a bit unlike me. Anyway, so then we went into the Firth game. They're the newly promoted team. Nice 2-0 win against them. Wouldn't have expected anything less. And then a couple of friendlies before we play today's 2 games, which are going to be FC Augsburg away and Borussia Dortmund at home, which will be a tough game because, as usual, Dortmund are up there fighting for that top spot. So we seem to be maintaining at the moment. We're 6th in the league. We've only played 7 games, but we've got 13 points. We're actually only a point off top spot. I mean, I'm not looking up, I'm looking down. That's all I can do with this Schalke team. Because, if you're new to this save, then basically it's... I'm managing Schalke 04. We've got promoted back into the Bundesliga. We're actually in October 2025 as we speak. But the caveat is I can only sign German nationality players. So no Brazilian wonder kids or anything like that. It's all got to be German nationality players. And we don't have a lot of money to spend. So it's a really tough save, this. And I think we are probably exceeding expectations. In fact, the board requirement is to avoid relegation. It was last season. We did it with bells on. It's the same again this season. Let's hope we can do it again with bells on. I'd like to get into some kind of a European spot. But anyway, we're 6th at the moment. 7 played, 13 points. And like I say, today we're playing Augsburg, who are in a bit of a relegation dogfight. And then we play Dortmund. It's worth having a quick look at the medical centre. We are being dogged a little bit with injuries at the moment. Pirinju's making a lot more appearances this season. He's injured at the moment, but he's only expected to be out for another day. However, Bosdogan, who is a really good cover for midfield and either wing, so really important player, he's out for 4 weeks. Adrian Feen, again, another one of those midfield backup players. He's out for 3 months. And Taylor Bullock, the wonder kid right back, he's out for 4 months. So I'm really struggling in quite a few areas at the moment, and obviously that is not ideal. Okay, so all nicely caught up. Let's get stuck into a couple of games, and without further ado, I'll see you in the dugout for the Augsburg game. And the team for today is Muller in goal, back four of Kalangui, Lawrence, Newman and De Costa. De Costa's had to come in because Buller has got that long-term injury, well, up to 4 months. He's the player, if you remember, that I brought in, 32-year-old, and he's made 4 appearances. 1 player of the match, so he's playing really well, 7.03 average rating, so he's doing okay, but we need him to stay fit because the only other cover I've got for that is Newman, switching Newman there, and Newman plays really well at centre-back. Papaya is playing the DM. I'm playing Aydin and Damar, the 2 on loan players in midfield. I was playing consistently Quadrigo in there, but when I changed it, I thought I'll give these 2 lads a try together and see if they can link up better. And that's when form seemed to change around a little bit. So Quadrigo, unfortunately, is on the bench, but he's a great sub to be able to bring on. Wiper is playing on the left wing today. We've got a little bit of problem with injuries. Wingers is a bit of a problem for us. So we've got Wiper out left, Bazzi out right, and Dai gets a start up front. Let's hope we can do the business. And we're underway. So the board and the supporters today have both given the indication that they think this game is going to be a draw. To be honest, I probably would settle for a draw, as we've seen Augsburg are struggling in the relegation area. So those kind of games are always going to be banana skins, aren't they? You just never know whether Augsburg are actually going to turn it on to try and drag themselves away from that relegation area. But up to now, 4 shots, 2 on target, an XG of 0.15 for Schalke, and we get no highlights in the first half whatsoever. So we are going to give them a bit of a flea in the rear, and we're going to go into the second half, and hopefully that G's them up a little bit. But the first highlight that we get is an Augsburg corner. Ball comes in, it gets headed away nicely. Can we show a bit of endeavour? Yes, we can. Wiper there. Seems to lose his balance a little bit, but that looks possibly like we've given away a penalty there. So Wiper coming back and doing some defensive duties. Obviously, he's a striker, so he's not used to defending, and he has given a penalty away. And now, it's been given as no penalty. I mean, that suits me down to the ground. I was just going to say then, this is where we need Muller to step up now and keep us in the game. But fortunately, the referee decided to keep his whistle in his pocket, do the right thing, and we get away with one there. So we do need to start building a little bit now, and that's very lacklustre there. Very, very lacklustre indeed. And I've been seeing quite a lot of this. We're doing okay, but we really need to be a little bit more dynamic when we're on the ball and not give the ball away. Some of these loose, stray passes. And that's nice work in defence, but we need to keep that going further up the pitch. Nice ball forward to Ndiaye. Can he put us 1-0 in the lead? Yes, he can. Lovely strike. And that was more like it. More like it. We need to be much more dynamic. Let's get these passes nice and crisp. Let's get into the tackle fairly but strongly. And we did just that. We nicked the ball at the back. Aydin to Damar. Lovely link up in midfield. Ball over the top. And Ndiaye just sticks it past the keeper into the top corner. And we're 1-0 up. And that is beautiful. So we've got 54 minutes on the clock now. We're winning 1-0. 5 shots, 3 on target. Augsburg are coming back into the game at the moment, but they are failing to get shots on target, which if they keep that up till the end of the game, that will do me. All ends up, and Ndiaye there has done some robbing of the ball again, and that is a chip that just goes over the bar. That is a shame. Somebody with a little bit more experience probably would have put that ball in. 71 minutes, and I've gone into more of a low block now just to try and preserve this lead. I'm staying on attacking because I do want to just keep pushing them. But anyway, 4 changes. Moa and Muller have come on the wings. Quadrigo has come on as the DLP, and Gruev, who was not really match fit, but he comes on to replace Papaya. So we've made 4 subs. Let's just see if we can keep this lead and keep the 3 points. We really need these 3 points because the next game is Dortmund, and that's going to be very, very difficult. But Augsburg do have a corner, and that is headed just over the bar. So we get away with another one there, and I might just drop into a different system. So Augsburg are coming at us now, and the ball is headed out there from the corner. That's going to get put back to him. That's going to end up back in the... and that's going to get headed out as well. That's going to get picked up. No, it's not. So he had his foot on the ball and just didn't get there in time. Come on, lads. There's 3 of you there. Another headed ball out of defence. And that's in the back of the net, and it's now 1-1. Okay, I'm not quite sure how we've ended up in this position. In the game stats would not have given Augsburg an equaliser there, but it is what it is. We've gone to a different formation now. We're playing with an attacking midfielder. The young kid Krasniki has come on, and I mean, let's not give them a team talk. So I've made all my subs now. We've gone to a different formation. We are going to go very attacking, and we're going to give them a shout of demand more, because this, quite frankly, is not good enough. And that is a very, very poor ball forward. Very lacklustre, not dynamic at all. But Krasniki has won the ball, and he shoots way over the top. So that's inexperience there. The young kid, I can't shout at him too much. So Augsburg now back with the ball again. And the ball over the top. And we just let in their striker run through with that. And is that going to drop in? No, Muller's actually picked that out of the air. There's about 5-6 minutes left of the game. Can we get a winner in this game? I don't think it's going to happen. But there is another highlight. Not quite sure what's going on there. But it's a ball over the top, and Muller and sticks the ball over the top again. So this is what I was saying early game, that we need to be a lot more dynamic, crisp, and we're not that. So 1-1 at Augsburg. It's not the greatest of results because I don't think we're going to do anything against Dortmund, and I'm not going to sympathise with them. And that was pretty awful again. But we are looking fairly tired team at the moment. I think that's what's causing the problem. They're off the counter press. I'm trying to do everything to preserve energy, but it doesn't seem to be working at the moment. Okay, we move on to the Dortmund game now, and Dortmund, as it stands, are 1 place above us in the league. I cannot see any storyline that lets us win this game because the AI in the game won't let us get above Dortmund, so I can't see any storyline. But you never know, for once it might just happen. A bit of a giant killing doesn't really happen for me usually. We'll see you in the dugout. Well, welcome to the dugout for this home game against Dortmund, and they are 4th in the league at the moment, so I wouldn't expect to get anything out of this game, but you never know, and like I say, for once, maybe a giant killing. Okay, the team's fairly as you were. Muller in goal, back 4 of Kalangui, Lawrence, Newman and Da Costa, Gruev, Aydin and Demart in midfield. I have made a little change up front. Quadrigo comes in as an inside forward. Wiper goes back to his advanced forward role, and Bazzi is the winger on the right hand side. So let's see. I mean, I think if you look at the average ratings here at the moment, you know, like Quadrigo, for instance, is on at 6.81. So Aydin 6.83. So we're not actually we're not actually stepping up to the plate as much as I would like. So the board and supporters again think that this game is going to end in a draw. We have started the better of the 2 teams. I'm playing a low block today, and I'm playing more of a holding game. So let's see if we can actually turn one over on Dortmund. But a throw in there into the box, and that is very, very poor. But wow, Wiper, come on. Hit the crossbar. I mean, those we need. in our position. We need those desperately. We need those to go in. And when they are hitting the frame of the goal all the time, that is not good. And Dortmund have now started. They've now started playing. They've stepped up. 3 shots, 1 on target, and that looks like maybe the only highlight of the first half. Yes, it is. You know what? I'm not going to give them a flea in the ear this time. I'm just going to give them a little bit of a nudge. So who's not playing well? Obviously Wiper being centre forward, 6.40. Pretty standard that, isn't it? You know. I think we might change him back to a complete forward again. Let's just see if that alters his positioning and mentality. Bazzi again, he's tiring out on that right wing, although he is having quite a good game. Quadrico's having quite a poor game. So given that Aydin is... I think we'll leave it at that for now. And let's just... let's go into the second half. Can we have any highlights at all? We'll actually give them a little bit of a demand more. And that's cheered 1 or 2 of them up, but we do come back to a Dortmund highlight. Let's hope this highlight is the one where we nick the ball and stick it in the back of the net. I don't think that's going to happen, but they're a good side, Dortmund. Down the wing, yeah, he's pulled our left back out of position, and we're now defending. So can we actually clear this ball? And we get away with one. So they've had a shot that's hit the post. So Müller there with a scooped ball out to the left-hand side. Kalangui now with the ball. Lawrence into Aydin. Nice little triangle. Can we keep the ball? Nice and crisp, lads. We want some nice crisp passing. Don't dawdle on the ball. I mean, sometimes this team it's some of the stuff that they do is suicidal. And I mean, I've seen that goal scored about half a dozen times, I reckon, where we just lose that ball in, you know, like a third of the pitch up. We just lose that ball and it comes straight back at us in the back of the net. I've seen that goal about 6 times now this season. So we don't want to see that. That was absolutely awful. Okay, 66 minutes, and well, the advice always is if you're losing, change something. I'm changing something in a drastic way. I don't think I've ever seen this formation before, but let's give it a go. Wingers I'm really struggling with, so no wingers in this team now. We've got Quadrago and Ndiaye. In fact, Quadrago is going to go and play as a shadow striker. We've got Ndiaye as like attacking mids. Wiper still up front. Not having the greatest of games still, but I'm not sure what I can do about that. We've now got 3 in the middle, and the back line, we've got the 2 full-backs attacking now. So let's see if this works. Made a couple of subs there, and can we actually get an equaliser against Dortmund? We're going to give them a little bit of a shout here. Are we going to give them a demand more? Not while the game's in play. Aydin with the ball now. Lovely ball over the top. Wiper needs to put this in the back of the net. Oh, he is going to do as well. The keeper really made a howler there. Is that going to be allowed to stand? We're getting a 1-1 as it stands at the 72 minutes, and it is standing that. So we made a little bit of a quirky, if I may say so, quirky change there. And Wiper does really nicely there. Puts the ball in the back of the net. And we are going to say that is a very, very nice indeed. But Dortmund do come back now. Obviously, we're probably going to be a little bit, lacking at the back now. I may drop my full-backs down a little bit. The full-backs at the moment are just not there at all. What a save by Müller, though. Lovely stuff. 2 more changes. So I've changed both my full-backs. Well, in fact, Newman's moved from centre-half out onto the right hand side, and Mainke has come in at centre back. Becker has come on the left hand side, and I put my full backs on a more supporting role now. To be honest, I think if we can get a point out of this game, then that will do. But you know, I have a sneaking feeling with this quirky formation we could actually do this. I'm going to give them some more encouragement. That's brightened 1 or 2 of them up. We've had 8 shots, 4 on target. We do come back again to hopefully us nicking the ball off Dortmund and running forward and sticking the ball in the back of the net. But there's very, very little attempt there to go and try and win the ball. We look very, very... they don't look as though they... I mean, that's a poor ball. I mean, Lawrence, he won the ball really well there, but then just played it into dead space. And, of course, their ball forward lands straight onto the winger's boot. And that's in the back of the net. And we're going to lose this game 2-1 now. And there is no justice, is there? You know, I've made a change and it's just not worked. And I don't know. Like I say... sick as a chip. I really, really, really don't understand this game sometimes. Okay, going into the game, I didn't think we would get anything out of it. But when I changed it and we got that equaliser, I thought, right, here we go. It's a quirky lineup, formation. Let's go for it. Let's get the winner. For once, can we be a giant killer and beat Dortmund? No, we can't. Right, so losing to our rivals is unacceptable. We're back to giving them a flea in the rear. I've tried to be nice with them and it hasn't worked. So, Dortmund, to be fair, Dortmund with that, I've gone into second place, but I will never, ever, ever in a million years lose my will to win. It's not going to happen. It never is going to happen. My will to win is there for all to see, and I don't care who I'm playing with. It could be Skelmersdale Athletic. I want to be winning every game, and I don't care who I'm playing. So, unfortunately, that to me is awful. And we've actually dropped to 7th place now. This episode, a draw and a defeat. Absolutely shocking. And with that, from a very disgruntled Gobby Gaffer, I would say we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Do all the usual stuff. Liking, subscribing. Going to go and play a few games off camera now and see if we can get a better than a 7th or 8th place. Let's try and put some points on the board. Let's try and get some wins under our belt. Let's try playing a little bit better, because the dynamism in this side, well, it just isn't there, is it? We're not tackling. We just look very lethargic, like we're not interested. We're giving the ball away in really important areas of the field, and that was a prime example that we saw there. That's happened, like I say, about 6 times this season, just giving that ball away, and the opposition just say, thanks very much, bump, 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 between the 2 white sticks, ha ha, we've scored against you. It's not nice. I don't think it's very funny. We'll see you next time.